From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's Saturday morning, and millions of Americans have received their $1,400 third stimulus check. In the recording before this one, I went over the direct deposit of that $1,400 third stimulus check. But what about the other big Biden bucks that will be landing your bank account? How about that child's check? How about the EIDL grant of $5,000? How about hazard pay? How about those other big items that are coming to you under third stimulus package? In this recording, I'll go over the other money that's available for you. The toast is toasting, the butter is still buttering, but I'm still missing some bacon. Where is my bacon? Mornings LA gets underway. More right now. Good morning. Millions of Americans have started to receive their $1,400 third stimulus check by direct deposit yesterday and today. That was broke this morning, just minutes ago, on a very big Mornings LA show. But as I now continue into the next half hour of Mornings LA, I'll go over the other money and when that will be landing in your bank account. And it's this video starting right now. The children's check of $3,600, the hazard pay, the student loan debt forgiveness, the financial aid of $1,700, the business grants, all that incredible big money. When and where is it landing? Do you have to do something for it? And where does it go? This is the big recording that covers everything after the stimulus check, which is the video right before this. If you have not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, like this video, and if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. It's a big day, and the chat rate is off the chain. And if I miss anyone, my apologies. Let's get to the details right now. Your $14 third stimulus check will start landing today and tomorrow. Viewers have already gotten it, yesterday and today. Viewers have already started to get it. But how about the other provisions in the third stimulus package? Let's go over each of them one at a time. The next item that is in the third stimulus package that is automatic is the child's check. This is children who are 17 years or younger. Let's go over everything you need to know about that child's check. How much is it? Let's go over that first. If the child is 5 to newborn, it is the following amount. $5,000, broken up the following way. A $1,400 stimulus check for them, plus $3,600 paid $300 a month starting in the month of July. If it's a 17 to 6-year-old child, it's $4,400. Paid $1,400 as a stimulus check with yours now, and then $3,000 paid $250 a month starting in the month of July. Now, here's one thing I have to say about what I've just reported. First, the child's check of $1,400 is up to a family of 4, but some viewers have already reported they're getting stimulus checks up to a family of 5. But if you have a family of 8, if you're the Brady Bunch, if you are on a reality show of 20 kids, then they won't all get $1,400 stimulus checks. But then it looks like there is no provision in the bill that limits the $3,600 of the $3,000. Yes, this is really interesting. So again, the $1,400 stimulus check has a limit on the number of people in the household, but it does not look like there's a limit on the number of people for the $3,600 and the $3,000 stimulus check. Now that you understand when the $3,000 and the $3,600 start paying, here are among the questions I have already gotten about that payment schedule. 1, can we get it a different payment schedule? No. Number 2, who's actually paying us? IRS. Where will it come? I've not gotten that question, but I'm giving you the question right now because it's a great question and I expect to hear it. Where will the funds actually land? No one's actually reported this. I've not seen coverage of this. I've seen no clarification from IRS. I presume it's going to land the same way as your stimulus check. So if your stimulus check is landing electronically, the children's checks will land the same way. If it's landing by paper check, it'll land the same way. Ultimately, you know what I'm about to say. Don't close bank accounts. If you're receiving your stimulus check this weekend by electronic receipt, and that between now and July you should close that bank account, problems? It could be. Absolutely. So, it's one of those things. You choose to do electronic receipt. Once you close a bank account, not a particular way to fix it. Let's go over also, how do you ensure you get the check? Meaning, who are the eligibility criterion people? Very easy on this one. Anyone who qualifies for a stimulus check qualifies for this. So if you make less than $75,000 a year, this is you. No requirement about employment, no disqualification because of SSI or SSDI. Everyone that's watching this channel, if you make less than $75,000 as a single parent, this is for you. If you make less than $150,000 for a married couple, this is you. Very, very easy. The most important thing that will happen about the children's check, I fully predict, is that IRS doesn't know the child exists. This is going to be a big problem, and it's going to be a big issue, and it's going to be a topic of discussion for weeks to go, all the way up to July. If IRS doesn't know the child exists, the child won't get paid. Why would IRS not know the child exists? Number one, you never filed a tax return that lists that child. For example, you work at a major department store and you have two kids, but for some reason you've never listed those kids as dependents on your tax return. IRS doesn't know they exist. They're not going to pay them. Number two, you're not filing tax returns, and so because you haven't filed tax returns, IRS doesn't know that child exists. The way you fix this, again, is filing a tax return that lists those children as dependents. Remember, it's voluntary to file a tax return. Anyone in the United States may voluntarily file a tax return. And if you filed a 2020, you may have to amend it to list those children. The item is actually called the child care tax credit. So if you want to make a list of notes for what things are called, ultimately on this channel, I often refer to things by amounts or by what they do. But then when you go to look for them, you may not find them because I'm not giving you the official term of what it is. It's called child care tax credit. One of the videos you're going to see later today, and this is very exciting news, it's coming up right after this one, is there's a move to make this a permanent law. Oh my goodness. $5,000 every year for a kid? Yeah. I think procreation would pick up on the country if every parent's going to get $5,000 every year for every kid they got. Yeah. So I'll have those breaking details for you coming up in the next video in about 30 minutes from now. All right, so now you're up to date so far about the children's check. Let's now go to one other thing about children. This one is not automatic. It's called the child care tax credit. You heard the word tax credit. It means you have to put it on a tax return. It's not automatic. How much is it? If you have child care costs for a child 13 or younger, you can deduct up to 50% of it, or up to $4,000 for one child, two children up to $8,000, two or more children up to $8,000. Again, it's a child care tax credit. It goes onto the tax return, not an automatic item. The rest of the items you're going to see me go over in this video, you have to do something to get, so they're not automatic. The next one after that is the student loan, the student aid of $1,700. Financial aid of $1,700 for a college student plus a $1,400 stimulus check. Automatic, no. Where do you apply? Likely at your college. You go to your financial advisor at college and tell them about what has now passed, and they will look it up for you. It's their job to do it. It's likely the application is at the university level. Hazard pay. Hazard pay is application-based? No, it is a tax credit item. So it is called the Earned Income Tax Credit. It appears on your tax return, $1,502. Eligibility, 1, you're 19 years or older. 2, you made less than $25,000. 3, you are an individual who worked as an essential worker. It's the official name for it is the Earned Income Tax Credit. It does not use the word hazard pay anywhere in it. We call it hazard pay on this channel because it's essential workers. That's the slang you and I use, but it's not the official word, and you won't see the word hazard pay anywhere in the actual code for it. Then we turn to the rent. The rent is absolutely huge. There is rent for middle class, low income, homelessness, and then there's property owners in a second. Where will that money be? It will be at your city, state, and county. When will it be there? Probably in the next 2 weeks. Several major cities across the country, I've already seen their articles today. They were among them I saw were Atlanta, St. Louis, and I also saw one in Texas where they talked about how much money they're getting. So they already know the money they're getting. When are they going to open the programs for you? It's just going to depend on the city, county, and state. Property owners, what can you get? This is a big surprise. The property owners can get mortgage assistance, even if it's privately held, like your private bank, or federally held, like Fannie or Freddie, and also utilities and homeowner expenses. What we see in this bill is not particularly what we heard initially. It's actually better. It does not particularly require you to be behind on your bills because there is a catch-all provision that says if you're having problems paying your bills, it'll cover it as well. COBRA benefits are included really well. Now, COBRA is, I guess you would say, automatic, so you don't have to do anything for this. COBRA benefit premiums will be waived and paid by the federal government between April 1st and September 30th. And then premiums will stay at 8.5% of your adjusted gross income. So that is, in a way, automatic. You don't have to do anything for it. Meantime, there is other money, and that other money comes in the form of businesses. And also, there is big money for unemployment. Of all those details shortly, but coming up first is a 60-second commercial about today's programming schedule. Stay with me, and I have big updates for you coming up later in this video. Don't leave me. Stay with LALATE in just a second. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
Good morning. Congratulations. You're getting a $1,400 third stimulus check. Electronic receipt of the stimulus check started on Friday. More viewers will be getting it today. The electronic receipt of the stimulus check was effectuated per this channel's reporting. On Thursday, this channel reported that viewers of this channel would start to receive a $14 stimulus check on Friday. No one else was reporting that. In fact, no one still is reporting that. And yet, viewers started receiving the stimulus check on Friday. More will receive it today, and others will receive it electronically on Monday. I'll have more updates on that later today. But this recording is going over the other items that are in the stimulus package. If you want to know more about the stimulus check, the video right before this goes over that. This stimulus video is going over the other items that are available for you across the land. So far in this recording, we have gone over the child care, the $3,600 or $3,000 or $5,000 or $4,400, depending on how you calculate it. We have gone over the rent, the mortgage assistance. We've also gone over the child care tax credit, the hazard pay, the financial aid, and we've also gone over other deliciousness. Now, if you've not hit that subscribe button, you want to hit the subscribe button because this is a channel that really knows how to report accurately. Today, one of the leading financial news channels, I can't say who it is, but it's number one, is reporting that stimulus checks will start to be received on Monday. That is why you don't want to be tuning elsewhere, because what I use on this channel is information-based reporting. When viewers tell me I got a stimulus check and I use this bank, or someone says I am not receiving a stimulus check, I was told this bank will be paying to March 17th, I report it to you. I've been doing it since April of last year. And that's why you hear breaking news on a live channel. On the other hand, it's important to subscribe because across the platform, you're going to see urban legends. And urban legends are already starting. In some of the comments during the commercial break, I heard people drop comments about not this unless that, and not this unless that. It was about all different subject matters. I got to tell you, when you tune into me, listen to me, and watch what I have to report. Everything that I report is based upon fact, is not based upon conjecture. Some people want to do anecdotal, what they heard from a friend of a friend. It's not true. It's not fact. If they want to post it, they can post it. I'll let them post in the comments. But what I want you to know is that people are already starting to post very strange anecdotal comments. Like someone posted something very weird about EIDL just a second ago. It's totally wacko. But let them post it. Focus on me. You'll hear the news here, and you'll hear the accuracy here. Let's turn to the business grants. EIDL grant is available for everyone who is a single practitioner or less than 10 employees, had a downturn of their business, and was in operation during the pandemic. Really just two qualifications. One, downturn of the business, 30 to 50%, and they have less than 10 employees. How much will you get? Exactly $5,000. Will there be less than $5,000? No. Can you apply for an EIDL grant if you got one before? The bill says you can. SBA may change that policy. Who will get paid? The first recipients that will be paid are women before men. So if the business is owned by the husband and the wife, have the wife apply for the application. If you apply for an EIDL loan before, does it preclude you? No. It has nothing to do with the loan. It has nothing to do with prior grants. When will it go live? This is singularly the most important thing you need to know. The date that it goes live, we don't know. SBA will just appear with the grant. It will be at sba.gov. If you watch Overnight's LALATE on EIDL, please do, because it explains how to answer the questions on the application. If you answer the application incorrectly, you won't get the grant. It's as simple as that. Getting the loan has nothing to do with the grant. Getting previous grants has nothing to do with this grant. And what I have been reporting to viewers is that within 3 days of when it goes live, it will be out of money. It will be out of money. There's too many people that want $5,000, and there's too many people that have been around now through this process since March of last year that they're a lot more sophisticated to know how to get things than they were then. So there is the first item. It is not dependent upon the low-income based community situation or anything like that. There is a second EIDL grant that is dependent upon that. I don't cover it too much on this channel because the way the bill is written, it makes no sense. It basically says that if you applied for an EIDL grant in spring of this year and didn't get it, then you will now get it. How would anyone have applied? Because there has not been an EIDL grant in spring of this year. Then there's the restaurant grant. The restaurant grant is very simple. It's calculated the following way. 2020 revenue subtracted from your 2019 revenue. Everyone knows your 2020 revenue is less than your 2019 revenue. So away you go. That will be at sba.gov. Again, I fully expect this to be gone in seconds. Can you imagine how many applicants it can receive? The application pool is everything from a taco truck to fine dining. And literally, everyone has had a downturn of their business. And so if you were in existence in 2019, which you have to be, then suddenly everyone's going to surge for this money. Let's turn to that missing grant to start a new business, the innovation grant. Not particularly clear where it is. I will continue to track where it is. No news outlet has reported its existence. I have the bill. You have the bill as a member. It's not in there. So I'm not quite sure why the president keeps on touting it when no one sees it. Finally, unemployment. Unemployment will be really quite good. UI, PUA, FPUC will not lapse. Message I want to explain to viewers very clearly is that people have already started to send me messages that says your state has sent you an email or a letter saying you're about to run out of benefits in late March. The letter was sent because the bill had not yet been signed. The bill is now signed. So if you started, this is very important, if you started unemployment after the pandemic started, let's say you started unemployment after February of 2020, you're good. For viewers who started unemployment in 2018, I can't answer your question. But if you went on, 2019, if you went on unemployment in 2019, I don't know the answer to your question. But if you started unemployment anytime after February 2020, you are fine. PUA, FPUC, UI will be extended all the way to late September. If you get that letter from the state unemployment office, don't worry. Don't worry. Now, will your benefits lapse? Will you not get paid for a week? Will you actually physically, permanently lose a week of benefits? No, absolutely no. Will a week of benefits not come on time and then they'll catch up? Possibly. It depends on your state. No reason to actually send messages of my state, this state, that state. They're all going to catch up. There may be a delay, but they're all going to pay. So don't worry about it. How much benefits will you get? FPUC will be $300 a week. Lastly, let's go over that peculiar $10,200 item. It's a big topic of discussion. It's a lot of confusion. Let me explain what it is, and let me explain what you can do with it. First, the law now provides that your first $10,200 of unemployment in the year 2020 are tax-free. That includes UI, PUA, FPUC. All UI, PUA, FPUC is taxable. You have to pay taxes on it. And the taxes you pay on it is at your tax bracket, whether it's 10% or 40%. Your tax bracket is the bracket at which you pay your unemployment tax on. This law says the first $10,200 of those benefits in the year 2020 are tax-free. So, do you have to fix something? Ultimately, it's a very specific question to every viewer. I won't be able to know your circumstance one at a time. The easiest scenario, the easiest one, is you did not take out for unemployment from your UI, PUA, or FPUC. You did not take out for it before you got paid, and you have still not filed your tax return. That's the easiest one, because you have a clean slate. You haven't done anything yet. So if that's you, congratulations. Ultimately, the way to fix things is a tax return or an amended tax return, and the only place you can do that is with a tax preparer, of which I'm not. I do not provide tax assistance, and I'm not a tax preparer. So the only way you can do it is through a tax return and a tax preparer. And the unemployment office is not an employment office you can call up and say, return me money. They don't do that. Finally, a strange message, which I think I need to sort of drop sporadically on this channel. I've seen strange comments from viewers with strange tax preparers that have given them wrong information. Congratulations, you have a tax preparer who doesn't know what he's doing. This is not the Train Your Tax Preparer channel. So ultimately, if your tax preparer doesn't know apples for oranges, I'm not here to help him. And if you think they're wrong, get another tax preparer. If you drop in the comments your tax preparer said this, and everyone else in the comments sort of piles on top of you saying that's ridiculous, I think it's time to get a different tax preparer. So that is the best I can do for that situation for you. To recap, the $14 third stimulus check will be landing in your electronic bank account today, yesterday, and today, and then more will appear on Monday. But what else? In the video right after this, as we go into noontime LA, as we go into the top of the hour of Mornings LA, I have big updates about SSI, reoccurring for stimulus checks, new video from the White House, new video for Elizabeth Warren, and exciting details and new technologies you have never seen before on this channel. Join me as Mornings LA goes into its final half hour, coming up right after this. But on the way out, hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. You want to not miss a minute of any money across the board. Also, like this video. And with that, stay over LA for more.